Hi. Guys, my hands, as you guys can kind of see, are a little bit inflamed right now because the weather was super dry, even though I've been moisturizing all day. Outside of Hall Effect, I have another board that I've been testing for the last, let me tell you guys actually, maybe I should look this up beforehand. I think it's been about a month and a half. Let me see. It has been since the beginning of November. So I've been testing this. I would say not as a everyday thing. There were some days I did swap off due to testing some other products. But I would say like if I played, honestly, I've been playing games a lot these days and also using my Windows computer as like a hybrid workstation. I would say about 5 days out of the week, I've been using this board just to test it. It was an interesting experience kind of coming into this. So we'll just talk about what it is. It's a Ducky keyboard. I'll show you guys the boxes. There's 3 different ones. They did send this out for me to take a look at, so this is going to be a sponsored stream. However, I'm going to be completely honest, as I normally am. It won't affect anything I say, nor did they tell me to say anything at all. They sent me these. Here's how it kind of went. They said, Alex, if we send you these, can you just like use them, see how you feel? I was using this, and I enjoyed this so much for playing games. I don't absolutely love the way these things look. I'll be completely real with you guys. Like, they look okay. When I saw the pricing for these, I was pretty shocked because it starts off at $70. They're using switches that, again, I didn't know what they were at first, but when I found out, I was like, that's why I like them so much. They're using KTT switches for their linear models. I think all of these are linear. I haven't opened all of them yet, only opened one because I've been using strictly the 75 for gaming. They're using KTT linears, which made me so happy to see that Ducky is using a brand that I really like for some of these like entry-level boards. So again, I've been using this pretty non-stop. I did try to clean it up as much as I can, but sorry, there's gonna be some like dust on this because again, it's been on my desk. There are gonna be some negatives and some positives to this. So I have a few things that we're gonna be doing with this today. First, we're gonna just kind of talk about it and then unbox the 65. And then we're gonna take out the switches in one of these and rebuild it with something else, although I really don't think you need to. I mean, I would even say past a gamer board, I actually really enjoyed just using this as just like a little hybrid workboard. To me, this is comparable to how the Eve 65 was in terms of like price point and quality. Like you get a keyboard that is plastic essentially, but it feels more premium. And I think that's kind of the same feeling I had with the Eve 65. Here's the stock sound out of this. So we'll just jump right into the stock sound, then we'll talk more about the board. And then we'll talk about the visuals. Because the stock sound is kind of what drew me in. And again, this might need some tweaking just because I've been using this for what? Actually, technically, since the beginning of November, so it'd be almost 3 months. It's not bad for a stock little plastic board, but like I said, it's just such a fun little project that I was like, you know what, I guess we kind of have to make some content on this because it's very rare that I find boards that I like that are kind of pre-built and affordable. This one's fun. Now, visually, I do wish some of the colors of this maybe were toned down. I think this would have been way better, because if we look at this visually, this would have been way better had it not gone to a blue accent, and this is not me being biased towards blue. I think if they made this like grayscale all around, it would have made a lot more sense instead of just picking the blue version. I hope they have more colors down the road. I think they are gonna have more colors. A decent little side profile. It gets like some of that gamery, you know, RGB glow, which I think people have come to expect with some of these kind of boards. If you're into backlight, it is gorgeous for perky RGB. You won't really notice too much of this stuff on the side. Like when I was playing games in a dark room, it wasn't overly bright to the point where it's like flooding the desk. But it is nice to have some perky. I'm gonna be honest, I think badging on the front was a bit of a misstep. I think they should have put the badge realistically on the back. Would have made more sense over here. So you're constantly looking at the word Ducky. And then you have this little knob, which has a little, you know, the Ducky logo on it, which I actually don't mind. And the knob actually feels really good. It's one of the few knobs that like actually has a nice step to it. It's consistent. Aesthetically, it does have, I guess some more stuff about the visuals here. It does have indicators here on the right side, which I always appreciate, as well as a battery icon. And then we even have our 2.4 and Bluetooth switch, as well as our wired switch, USB-C. I do like that it has this little hidden spot over here for our connector. I know this is not a popular take, but I actually, if a board's gonna offer wireless stuff, I love when it's part of the keyboard itself. There are elegant ways to implement it for more expensive customs, but like having stuff here with just toggles is so convenient for me, and I hope a lot of other people find it convenient as well. And then comfort-wise, the board is pretty soft, even though this does have a crap ton of foam. It does have a little bit of give, but it does have decent gaskets in it, which kind of make it somewhat bouncy, and then it isolates very well. Now, I would say misstep, not even misstep. I don't even know if this is considered a misstep, but I'm gonna consider it because I am a custom keyboard channel. Opening the board is pretty much out of the question. You're gonna have to pry it open because there's plastic clips, which I understand. We've even seen the Smurf do that recently, and that's part of the custom keyboard world. So unfortunately, there is no opening this up to remove stuff unless you really want to dive into the weeds of taking this apart. If this was able to open up and just like have like, 6 screws in the back, my God, this would have been a crazy board to just sit there and mod. This would have been crazy. I'm not going to take it apart today like the Smurf, just because I've already tried to take this apart and it was rather difficult. So I'm not going to bother. But let's unbox the 65. I am going to take out the KTT switches on one of these. I don't know which one. Maybe this one here. Actually, this might have the tactile switches in it because there's a linear version and a tactile version. Is this the tactile one? It is. Actually, I haven't seen others from here types yet. What else do you get in the box here, actually? I can't remember. It's been so long since I opened this up. A cable, and then you get like a little cleaner. I also would have loved to see them just put some extra black keycaps in the box. That would have been so nice. Actually, how does this one sound? Oh, actually, you know what? I kind of like the tactile version a little bit more in terms of sound. So these are KTT tactile switches. The tactile actually sounds really good. And listen, I'm also on the side of I wish it worked in VIA. I do think you're going to need a JSON. You might need a JSON file for this. I think the plan is to get it into VIA. I don't know how they're going to do that because this might be a bit more proprietary because of like the wireless stuff. And a lot of stuff, by the way, that works in VIA also works in Vial. So usually if it's okay there, it works the other way. Vial has been more easygoing with things, it seems, but it seems to work better and have a lot less like back and forth stress. But again, even from like my perspective of doing everything right, VIA has just been slower. And like it's not VIA particular, it's QMK, just for the record. But it's just been slower. So, but no, I do think you're going to probably need a JSON file for the most part. But if this does get made into Vial or VIA, that'd be really nice. As of right now, it doesn't load into it. But I am going to take the switches off, and we're going to put some new switches in. Love the switches you get in here. Hot swap perky RGB is nice. You get very good stock lube stabs. Funny that you mentioned that. I'm using firecrackers today. I thought that would be fun with like a foamier board. So we're going to be using these today to go on this board, which I thought would be, like I said, a good combination. Are the caps OEM or cherry? Cherry profile. They are cherry profile. They are PBT double shot cherry profile keycaps. Actually, this board does look a lot more premium with just all black keycaps. Dude, hold on. The board with just a little bit of blue and the all black keycaps actually looks kind of fire. It does look way better now. Again, this, I feel like if this disappeared, if this was something, even if this was blue, I think leave it as black, but if this didn't have the logo on it, it looks pretty damn good. I'm gonna mention that to them. Literally as simple as swapping a keycap set here, and it makes the whole board look more premium. All right, let's see how this sounds now with the firecracker switches. I don't mind the spacebar. The spacebar is a bit glassy. It might even be like PBT in general. Like, it's a glassier spacebar. I think the board sounds fantastic. You know what? I almost maybe preferred the KTT switches that it came with. But I do agree. I think, okay, here's the thing. I also have to keep in mind, and this is so tough. I have to keep in mind this particular unit is $69. $69.99, 70 bucks. I think my major thing that I want Ducky to do in the future, just make it so you can unscrew the board and take things out. That's it. I think if I had to criticize anything at all here today, I think that's like my major gripe with this board. Is that make or break for people? I am not sure. You have to weigh the options there. I honestly feel like this board's such in a good spot where you might not even need to do that. I even leave the KTT switches in, like they're already coming with great stock switches. But it came with good keycaps. I mean, the keycaps are good quality. I don't love the color of the accents. I wish they'd just given us either extra keys or just a plain Jane keycap set. I don't think it needs to match the case. It makes it look cheap. I don't know. I don't really have anything else like super duper mission critical for this. Ducky did a really good job with this board. The pricing is excellent. I'll give it to Ducky there. Considering what you're getting in the box, it's excellent. I guess the only other thing I can really mention, and again, keep this in mind if you're thinking about purchasing this, if you're watching this on YouTube in the future, the VS support is done by a JSON file. I have to, you know, make my rounds on criticizing that, but to some degree it's hard to criticize right now because of just like how slow everything's moving for QMK to some degree. Would like to see an option with either ZMK or something else for like wireless / Bluetooth boards where you don't have to load an additional file. There's not a lot of great 98% or even full-size boards, and I think this will get people excited. Okay though, guys, if you guys were interested in the Ducky board, I'm going to make a little video on it. I'll probably have that out. Honestly, not a bad little pickup if you guys were interested. Good night, everyone. Love you, and have a good sleep, okay? Bye, everybody.